Have you ever wondered how many things you own that you don't actually need? It's a question that may lead us to ponder on our lifestyles and the choices we make. Welcome to the world of minimalism, where less is more, and simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. This philosophy isn't about deprivation, but rather about eliminating the unnecessary to make room for what truly matters. In this era of consumerism, it's easy to accumulate items that serve no purpose in our lives. We're often lured by the idea that owning more equates to happiness. But what if we could declutter our lives, save money, and focus more on experiences rather than possessions? In this video, we'll delve into 20 things that most of us own but don't actually need. It's about rethinking luxury and embracing a minimalist lifestyle for a simpler, more fulfilling life. So buckle up and remember, this is just the beginning. Today, we will embark on a journey towards minimalism, starting with identifying 20 items in your home that you don't really need. Kickstarting our list is the first set of 5 items you probably don't need. First on our list is excessive clothing. We've all been guilty of this at some point. A closet overflowing with clothes, some of which we haven't worn in years. It's easy to get attached to our outfits, but the reality is, we only wear a fraction of what we own. By decluttering your wardrobe, you'll not only free up space, but also make it easier to choose what to wear each day. Next up, we have unused kitchen gadgets. That fancy avocado slicer or the egg separator might have seemed like a good idea at the time, but if they're gathering dust at the back of your kitchen drawer, it's a good sign they're not necessary. Streamlining your kitchen equipment can make cooking a more efficient and enjoyable process. Third on our list is outdated electronics. We live in a world that is constantly evolving technologically, and it's easy to accumulate a collection of old cell phones, cables, and chargers. However, these items often become obsolete quickly and only contribute to clutter. Consider recycling or donating these items to free up space and reduce electronic waste. The fourth item is duplicate items. Whether it's 2 identical black sweaters or multiple copies of the same book, duplicates rarely add value to our lives. They simply take up space and can even cause confusion. So take a moment to go through your belongings and eliminate these unnecessary duplicates. Finally, we come to old magazines. While it can be tempting to hold on to these for future reference or nostalgia, the truth is most of these magazines will remain untouched, collecting dust on your coffee table or bookshelf. In this digital age, most information can be easily accessed online, rendering physical copies largely unnecessary. As we see, these items only take up space and don't add value to our lives. Simplifying your life by letting go of these items can lead to a more organized, stress-free, and meaningful lifestyle. Moving on to the next set of 5 items that you can live without. Let's kick things off with expired cosmetics. You know those old lipsticks and mascaras you've been holding on to for just a little too long? They aren't doing you any favors. Cosmetics have expiration dates for a reason. Using them past their prime can lead to skin irritation or even infection. So, wave goodbye to those out-of-date beauty products and say hello to healthier skin. Next, let's talk about unused exercise equipment. It's easy to convince ourselves that if we buy that treadmill or elliptical, we'll suddenly morph into fitness gurus. But let's be honest, more often than not, these machines tend to become expensive coat racks. If you're not using it, it's time to part ways. Sell it, donate it, or recycle it. There's no sense in letting it collect dust. Third on our list is old textbooks. Unless you're in a profession that requires constant referencing, there's no need to keep these bulky books around. They take up a lot of space and, let's face it, when was the last time you actually cracked one open? If you're feeling a bit sentimental, keep 1 or 2 of your favorites. The rest can be sold or donated to local libraries or schools. Now, let's discuss excessive decorations. Yes, they can make a space feel cozy and personal, but too many can lead to visual clutter. It's all about balance. Keep the items that truly bring you joy and ditch the rest. Remember, less is more. Finally, unused furniture. Maybe it's that side table that never quite fit in, or the extra chair that's always in the way. If it's not serving a purpose or enhancing your space, it's time to let it go. Again, sell it, donate it, or recycle it. Removing these items from our lives can create more space and less clutter. And there's something incredibly refreshing about that. Here's to a simpler, more minimalist lifestyle. Next, we have another 5 items that might surprise you. The first item on our list is excess bed linens. Yes, we all love the comfort and warmth of our beds, but how many sets of sheets and pillowcases do we actually need? Most of us can get by with just 2 sets, one on the bed and one in the wash. You'll be amazed at how much space you can save in your linen closet by getting rid of the extras. Moving on, we have old CDs and DVDs. In this digital age, we have the luxury of streaming music and movies at a moment's notice, rendering these physical items obsolete. If you haven't used them in years, why not consider donating or recycling? Not only will you free up space, but you will also reduce clutter. Next up, unused craft supplies. It's easy to accumulate a stash of paints, yarn, and scrapbooking materials with the best of creative intentions. However, if these items are just gathering dust, it's time to let them go. Donate them to a local school or community center, and give someone else the chance to put them to good use. Our 4th item is broken items waiting to be fixed. We all have that one thing we swear we're going to fix one day. But if that day hasn't come in the last 6 months, it's probably not going to. It's time to accept that and move on. Freeing up this mental and physical space can be incredibly liberating. Finally, we have old paperwork. With the advent of digital storage, there's really no need to hang on to every single piece of paper that crosses our path. Old bills, receipts, and outdated documents can be discarded, or better yet, scanned and stored digitally. By eliminating these items, we can simplify our lives and reduce stress. Embracing a minimalist lifestyle doesn't mean giving up on luxury, it just means being more mindful of what we truly need and what we can live without. Finally, we have come to the last set of items that you can bid farewell to. Let's dive right in, shall we? Item 16 on our list is unused gifts. We all have them, those well-intentioned presents that just never found a place in our lives. They sit in closets, drawers, and corners, collecting dust and taking up space. It's time to let them go. Donate them, re-gift them, or sell them. But don't let them clutter your life any longer. Next up, we have outdated computer software. In the digital age, it's easy to accumulate a pile of unused or outdated software. It's not only taking up space on your hard drive, but it can also slow down your computer and make it vulnerable to security threats. Uninstall these programs and enjoy a faster, safer, and more efficient computer. The 18th item is old cell phones. Many of us have a drawer full of old phones that we keep just in case. But let's be honest, when was the last time you actually needed one? Instead of hoarding them, consider recycling or selling them. You'll be surprised at how much space and mental clutter you can clear. 19th on our list are bad quality clothing. Yes, that's right, we went there. Not only is bad quality clothing harmful to the environment, but the clothing is also harmful for your health. Follow us along, as we will dive deeper into this topic soon. And finally, we have broken jewelry. It's easy to hold on to these items, hoping to repair them someday, but more often than not, they end up forgotten in a drawer. If you aren't going to fix them, it's time to let them go. Sell them for scrap, or recycle them, but don't let them clutter your life. With these items out of the way, imagine the space and peace of mind you could gain. The path to a simpler, more minimalist lifestyle isn't always easy, but each step you take brings you closer to a life of luxury, minimalism, and financial freedom. So, there you have it, the 20 items you probably don't need in your life. From the extra kitchen gadgets that only clutter your counters to the stacks of unread books collecting dust, these are all things that most of us can do without. Not to forget those clothes we've been holding onto for years, hoping they'll come back in style or fit us again someday. And let's not overlook the excessive beauty products, the unused gym membership, or the expensive cable subscription you hardly use. We've also touched on the surplus decorative items that serve no purpose but to gather dust, the digital subscriptions you've forgotten about, and even the second car that's more of a luxury than a necessity. Each item on this list may seem insignificant on its own, but together they can add up to a lot of unnecessary clutter, expense, and stress. Removing these items from your life doesn't just free up space in your home. It can also free up space in your budget, your schedule, and your mind. Imagine what you could do with the extra money you'd save by ditching these unnecessary expenses. Think about how much more time you'd have if you weren't constantly cleaning, organizing, and maintaining all these items. Consider the peace of mind you'd experience knowing you only have what you truly need and truly value. Minimalism isn't just about decluttering. It's also about reevaluating your priorities and focusing on what truly matters. It's about saying no to the things that don't add value to your life so you can say yes to the things that do. So why not start your journey towards minimalism today? Start small by letting go of one item from this list. Then, when you're ready, move on to the next. You don't have to do it all at once. It's a journey, not a race. Get the Luxury Minimalism ebook in our bio to jumpstart your journey. Remember, minimalism isn't about having less. It's about making room for more. More time, more peace, and more life. Comment below if you have started on your minimalism journey and how it has contributed or changed your life.